it up.
Holy Ghost is on the move.
Yeah, Firebirds had a lot of momentum.
Right from the jump for the Firebirds, who look really good.
Hello everyone, and welcome to the Dwayne Athletic Complex on the campus of Holy Ghost Prep, where we have live high school lacrosse action between the Holy Ghost Prep Firebirds and the Interboro Buccaneers. I'm Caden Stewart.
I'm Jack Dobbins.
And for the next 48 minutes of live in-game action, we will have coverage for you from the Dwayne Athletic Complex as the Firebirds look to complete their district playoff push in the District 2A Lacrosse Playoff Conference. They'll face an 0-15 Interboro, who are 13th in that 13-team conference, whereas HGPTV is looking to hold on to their 7th place seeding at the moment. So we'd like to give you a disclaimer here. Interboro did not have a roster available. None was given to the scorer's box. None is available pretty much anywhere. So we'll be going by number today for the Interboro Buccaneers. For the Firebirds, we have our typical starting lineup and typical roster as a whole. So that will be normal, but again, no roster for the Interboro Buccaneers for today's game. So we'll take a quick break as we go over opening ceremonies here on the DAC. And when we come back, we'll have live action between the Firebirds and the Bucks. We're back at the DAC. Opening tip is won by the Firebirds initially, as knocked in and out of the stick of a Firebird. Still loose on the opening faceoff, and won by Mike Malpezzi around midfield. Malpezzi dekes around the defense, checks that one down to Mike Holt. Holt has been active on the offensive end these last few games. So is Jude Walsh, coming off his third consecutive multi-goal game. That shot hit is a little bit high, though. And the Firebirds bring it back in as it went out of bounds on the shot.
Firebirds looking to make this a big offensive game to hopefully improve their push for that great playoff seeding.
So Jude Walsh brings it in from the outskirts of the box. He goes to Jake Gardner. Gardner to McDonough. And McDonough goes around to Razzler. Razzler makes the defender miss. And Razzler finds Jake Gardner out in front, and Gardner puts it in the back of the net for goal number 1 on the day. The Firebirds strike first in the first minute of play with 51 seconds in, and Gardner gets his first.
That was pretty quick. We're not even a minute in. The Firebirds have already scored first. As I was saying, this offense is looking to take advantage of this Interboro maybe not so great defense to try to get some goals on early and hold it the rest of the game.
So obviously Interboro comes into the game 0-15 with their 2 reported games totaling a negative 24 goal differential. So offense definitely be the key for the Firebirds. As long as they can keep the same pacing they've had these last few games, they should be able to dominate for most of it on the offensive end. Malpezzi wins the faceoff for HGP. Has that one knocked out of his stick, but picks it back up a second time. Malpezzi directing traffic out in front. Malpezzi through the defense, checks it down, out in front, and goal number 2 comes just as fast. This one scored by number 14 of the Firebirds, who's not currently on the roster. But HGP currently up 2-0 now, 1 minute 15 seconds in. So 2-0 Firebird lead off their second goal in the opening 75 seconds. A violation is called on the face-off, and Interboro will finally be able to hold possession for the first time today. Again, no roster provided for the Interboro Buccaneers, so we'll have to go by number. It's number 2 this time, taking the face-off win. This is going to sound really weird, but just bear with us. Number 2 out to 7. 7 has to go in and out of his stick. Bobby Williams picks up for the Firebirds on defense. Williams was named All-County as a defenseman earlier this season and has only improved his play since then. He heaves that one down to Santino Tiberio. And Tiberio goes to Jude Walsh. Considering this could be the last game of the season, at least at home for Holy Ghost, expect a few unfamiliar names to come into play here. Tiberio not usually a starter, but getting the nod today. Jude Walsh brings that one up around the logo. Has Gardner setting a pick in front. Goes the opposite direction. And winds up in the stick of Razzler. Razzler around the side, one bounce shot. That one goes wide. And the Buccaneer goaltender wearing number 10 today will win the race out of bounds to earn his team possession once more.
I like this style. We should use numbers permanently.
I mean, I do say numbers, but usually there's just a name somewhere. An immediate turnover for the Buccaneers, so HGP back on offense with Razzler. Razzler trying to find Jude Walsh. That one went in and out of his stick. Razzler collects the loose change and decks a man. Josh Razzler laying down the law. A stick goes flying. Santino Tiberio knocked it loose. I'm not even sure he knows how he did that. McDonough has a shot out in front, but that one goes wide. Jude Walsh, though, one of the 2 Firebirds, winning the race out of bounds.
This is going to be such a fun game. Not something you'd ever expect, a team with no rosters showing up to the DAC. But, you know, we're making the best out of it.
The first time for everything. Razzler goes to Gardner, the first goal scorer in the game. Razzler being the second, and Gardner's one bounce shot sails a little bit high. But the Firebirds bring it back in around the X. Here's McDonough to the far side. And McDonough fires, he scores. 3 goals for the Firebirds in the first 4 minutes as Gavin McDonough, coming off a senior night hat trick, finds the back of the net there for his first of the game. His 4th, obviously, in 2 games, and it's a 3-0 HGP lead.
Firebirds couldn't ask for a better start here. 3 goals in just about 4 minutes. Firebirds starting out this game pretty hot, getting, of course, goals on the board and trying to hold it the rest of this game, which shouldn't be too difficult based on the way this game's going.
So Gavin McDonough, as we mentioned in the previous broadcast, reaching 100 career points. That milestone coming the last week of April. And since then, it's added to his total, nearing 110. And obviously getting a goal there to get his day started a little bit early. 4 minutes have elapsed in this opening quarter. It's number 2 for Interboro going around the top, firing a shot. That one eaten up by Cranley. And Cranley 1 for 1 on the day and his save opportunities. There's Bobby Williams, a long pole midfielder. Williams centers McDonough, checks it down, shot, and goal number 4 comes from number 14 again. Still uncertain as to who that is, with 7:48 to play in the first. It's a 4-0 Firebird lead. As HGP has dominated the opening frame. About 4.5 now gone in the first quarter. It's a 4-0 Firebird lead early on against Interboro Buccaneers. Regardless of the outcome of this game, it will negatively impact the Firebird standings based on the scoring system in the PIAA, as the points you earn for each game are averaged out, and that is how the final standing is determined, as that shot is whipped out of bounds by a Buccaneer attackman, number 2. But HB currently sits at about 5.9 points per game as a 7 seed, while 8 is 5.5. This game being against 0-15 Interboro will only be worth about 2 points. So a negative impact for the Firebirds regardless, but lessening the blow with a win. So far on pace to do so with a 4-goal lead as Cranley makes his second save. And delayed penalty comes the first of the game. Speaking of penalties, we saw a lot of them on senior night. 16 against the Firebirds.
Couldn't have been a more entertaining game.
It was a very entertaining game. Wasn't exactly appealing to the Firebird coaching staff, and rightfully so. So hopefully we have a lesser total here. Our first one of the day is called on HGP, and so that comes with 5 minutes in. It's still a 4-0 Firebird lead. The Buccaneers go around the horn with it all around the box. Number 16 and number 2 exchanging passes now on that far corner. Wind up shot by number 2, sails high. Just a little bit high of Cranley, though, who's made 2 saves and 2 opportunities early on.
Game going about just as well as the Firebirds could have hoped.
Definitely a fast start, which we've seen from them these past few games. As you mentioned on senior night, a fast start has been their key to victory. In the last 2 games, they've gotten off to multi-goal leads. And in pretty much every game they've gotten off to multi-goal leads. They are 4-1 this year when doing so. So on senior night, they got off to a 3-0 lead. All of it was answered, though. But even then, 5 of the last 6 goals were scored by the Firebirds to give them currently an 8-4 win, but subject to change with the officiating there. Interboro trying to pass it back and forth, but it's number 9 and number 4 unable to corral it in. Firebird defense reads it well. Now Pezzi drops it back off to Cranley for a reset. Cranley lofts that one down, is picked up by Walsh. Jude Walsh spinning around the defense, into the middle, into open space, doing it himself, gets a shot on goal, that one just wide.
That was like a circus trick there for Walsh. Keeping the ball in his stick and kind of jump shooting. That was really impressive, despite the fact he barely missed it.
That was impressive to keep his stick up in the air. And being able to avoid some close defensive pressure, as McDonough does the same against number 25 in coverage for the Buccaneers. Walsh and McDonough go around the horn. Winds up in the hands of Gardner now, and Mateo DeChico touches the ball for the first time today. We've seen him be able to run the offense very effectively throughout the season. Surprising it took him 7 minutes to touch the ball here. But DeChico making the most of it, running around the side of the net and up to the top for a reset. And I'll call for some help as Jake Gardner takes the pass. Gardner over towards Walsh, over his head, and out of play. Another side short ball. What team should have possession of it, but it's deemed Buccaneer ball. Four and a half to go in this first quarter of play. It's a 4-0 Firebird lead in the first frame. It's number 9 for the Buccaneers, taking it up around the outskirts of the crease. Out to number 20, who cannot seem to bring it in. Now 2-on-1 disadvantage. Here's number 14 in front, and a first quarter hat trick for number 14 of the Firebirds. We will have that name confirmed for you at halftime, as it's currently not on our roster, but it's a 5-goal Firebird lead in the first frame of 12 minutes with 8 gone.
Number 14 having himself a day, despite not having a name for now. But what a game it's been so far for the Firebirds. 5 goals. Still in the first quarter with, a nice amount of time left. So the Firebirds just starting off this game about as great as they could have hoped for.
The HGP dominant in this first quarter so far. Now Pezzi around the emblem, trying to win the loose ball off the face-off. He will. He shuffles it out towards Jude Walsh, who takes a shot but bounces off of it. Walsh around the logo. And now to the near side, where he'll back off and wait for some new legs as Jake Gardner subs on. Anthony Conti fires a pass over to Gardner. And Gardner down below to 14. McDonough toward Gardner. Gardner toward Walsh. And now the Firebirds with a 5-goal lead early on, in no hurry to get anything high-paced going. McDonough fires back to Conti. Anthony Conti, one of just 2 freshmen on this varsity roster, with Brady Flynn being the other. That pass from McDonough sails over Conti's head, picked up by Gardner. And Gardner out to Walsh from the corner of the box. Walsh into the middle. Walsh's shot, that one bounced just wide. And it'll go off the back netting. Under 3 to go in this first quarter. 5-0 Firebirds in front. McDonough backs off, and now will come back in after taking the pass off the inbound. McDonough has a goal in this first quarter already. He fired that one, looked to go off speed in a check down style pass towards Crandley, and now that one gets away. Another off speed shot, but a weird angle with the Firebirds, and that one doesn't quite find the net, so it's 14 picking it back up again. That one out to Anthony Conti. Conti to McDonough. And McDonough out toward Walsh. Walsh gets a shot. That one rattles off the post. And it'll go out of play along the far corner. 2 minutes to go now in this first quarter. Anthony Conti will bring it in. Some differing cheers coming from the Firebirds sideline. Conti takes a check. Conti gets around that, fires a shot on goal, takes a shot as well, but the shot off of his stick goes high and brought back in by Jake Gardner. Gardner immediately charges the net, but then fires to Walsh. Walsh a shot, and he scores.
What a year it's been for Jude Walsh. Just putting goals in the back of the netting game after game after game, and this one's no different. Just slamming them right there in the back of the net. Their goalie can't do anything to stop it.
Say Walsh had a 4-goal game against Ryan, a 5-goal game in the game previous to that, and then 2 goals on senior night for Holy Ghost. Now 1 in this first quarter, bringing his total to
A lot.
13 over his last 4 games. Easily the Firebird top scorer on the year, or Firebird's top scorer.
I think a lot would have sufficed.
Yeah. I mean, he does have a lot on the year. I'll definitely give him credit there. And the assists add to that total.
Oh.
As right now taking a shot from Ryan Lippy was number 7 for the Interboro Buccaneers offense.
I love the way the Firebirds are playing defense this year. The tight defense, just being able to try to slam the stick out.
So far it's been number 2 and number 7 dominating the offense. There's a shot on goal, and there's goal number 7 of the afternoon. As the Firebirds put a 7th spot in the first quarter. That one scored by the SGA president, Mike Holt. As he gets his first goal of the game, has been on the offensive side of the ball for a lot these last few games. Had an assist on his senior night the other day, and puts the Firebirds' 7th goal on the board 11 minutes in.
I'm going to be honest, I'm running out of ways to compliment this Firebird offense, and we're still in the first quarter. For now, let's just say this Firebird offense is dominating.
Yeah, 7 goals in the first 11 minutes is not something you typically see every day. But the Firebirds fighting for a playoff spot have some extra momentum as that pass goes in and out of the stick of number 22 of the Buccaneers. Here's Tiberio. Or, pardon me, Evan McCrane gets on the field for the first time in a while. And that's McCrane getting the pass to Jude Walsh. And McCrane will sub off after taking the face-off. Gardner lofts that one out toward Walsh. Walsh goes to Razzler. Razzler had that one go in and out of his stick as he had a point-blank shot on goal. That one's loose. McDonough trying to body the defender that picks it up for Interboro, who retreats behind the net. Gives it to McDonough. McDonough scores. McDonough a steal and a goal at the doorstep makes it an 8-0 first quarter lead for the Firebirds with 8.9 seconds to play.
I'm running out of words. I honestly don't know what to say at this point.
I think domination is the right word to describe it so far as you put it earlier. 8-0. The scoreboard on the stream can't seem to keep up. HGP wins the faceoff. McCrane fires to Walsh and a buzzer beater goal. Evan McCrane gets a point on the assist. McCrane gives it to Jude Walsh, and Walsh scores his 2nd in the quarter. Through the first 12 minutes, it is a 9-0 Firebird lead. And they have dominated this first frame of 12 minutes here on the deck.
That last goal is just poetic. Like,
I would say shout out to Evan McCrane, though, for getting the great pass there and getting his first assist of the home broadcasting season. But will probably be the last home Lax live stream of the year. So 9-0 your score through the first 12 minutes. The Firebirds dominant on both sides of the ball. And we'll be back for the final 36. We're back live for the start of the second quarter of play here from the New England Athletic Complex. After the first 12 minutes, it's a 9-0 Holy Ghost Prep Firebird lead, as they have dominated so far early on in this game. So again, we bring to mind that Interboro has no available roster seemingly anywhere, so we will have to go by jersey number for today's live stream. HGP back on offense with Jake Gardner. Gardner drops it down to 14 again. That one lofted and shuffled towards the net, over the net and out of play. One minute gone in the second quarter. No goals yet in the frame for the Firebirds.
Great save there by the goalie number 10, jumping up to make sure the shot didn't nick the corner.
That was a good effort there to deflect it just wide of the crossbar, which you saw Jude Walsh beat at the buzzer to end the first quarter. That made it a 9-0 Firebird lead. It's number 4 now for the Buccaneers, taking it over on offense. 4 out to 2. 2 has been the facilitator on the offensive side for the Buccaneers. And a timeout called by Interboro through the first minute and a half of the second quarter. 10.5 to come in this first half. And we'll come back right after Interboro's timeout comes to an end. Coming out of the first timeout of the game and first of this first half. A minute and a half into the first half, it's Interboro back on offense. That shot is saved by Cranley, who's 2 for 2 early in his day. Rebound is picked up by McManus. McManus shakes off a man, tiptoes down the Interboro sideline, checked it down to Walsh. Walsh went back to McDonough. That one just wide. And forced to chase it down is Jake Gardner. Gardner to McDonough. McDonough had a goal in the first half.
First quarter.
Oh, sorry, first quarter, yeah.
Remember, it's still the second quarter.
looking for one more in the first half. Again, a 9-0
Hopefully more
score.
than one.
I think more than one. We might have to talk about mercy rule in the first half.
Is that possible? Like, is that a thing that happens?
We're about to find out. Razzler centers to the middle. That one turned away. Interboro goes back on offense, not allowing a shot on goal. That's number 15 down the Buccaneers sideline. Around the scorer's box. Centering pass deflected away, and HGP back on offense with Gardner. No one covering McDonough. McDonough out in front, and he scores with a 1-on-none disadvantage for his second goal of the game.
McDonough was like high-stepping there. He was just taking his good old time, trotting, and then just slings it right past number 10, the goalie.
So McDonough right in front of the net. There's no one in coverage, and McDonough makes it look easy, as it was, for the 10th goal of the first half. And for the 10th goal of this first half, it is a Firebird lead and Firebird offensive possession as Massimo Chalka takes the pass around the midfield emblem. Chalka had that pass go out toward McDonough, and Chalka took a hit. That'll bring about a whistle. No flag, though, but the Firebirds keep possession with Chalka. Chalka finds the Chico.
Firebirds finding ways to get everyone in today.
And DeChico joins the party. He gets his first goal of the game. It's a one-bounce shot that finds the area just below the crossbar, and it's an 11-0 Firebird lead with 8:44 to go in the second.
It was only fair that Big D got a goal some point in this first half, and what a way to do so, to put more icing on the cake that already has about 3 feet of icing with 11-0 lead through 16 minutes.
There's been a lot of scoring. I'll just say that.
You know, we have at least 2 goals.
I think a couple players have at least 2 goals. Interboro is back on offense with number 7 and number 2 yet again. They've been the 2 main facilitators on offense, with number 2 taking both shots on goal that have been saved by Cranley so far. 2 goes to 7, and 7's boxed away by Malpezzi. Seven around the horn, takes out a shot. That one's 6 saved by Cranley, pardon me. It'll go out of bounds, and bringing it back in will be number 9 of the Buccaneers. Nine goes to 24, and 24 back to 2 on the top of the box. 2 shaking away from Bobby Williams, who plays close defense on him. HGP falls back into his zone with Malpezzi and Williams at the top. Number 2 tries to charge at Williams, but the size advantage going to the long pole midfielder, number 4. Malpezzi delivers a blow on number 7. Williams went behind the back. Number 7 goes flying for some reason. Here's a whip shot on goal. That one's saved by Cranley. A flag was thrown, though, behind the play. It appears to be against the Firebirds, though. And it will be against HGP, so it'll stay Buccaneer ball.
Still 7.5 minutes here in the second quarter. Firebirds up 11-0.
And 2 more goals added in the frame, as it was 9-0 going into the second. So a little bit of a slowing up of pace here for the Firebirds. Number 16 will go to number 2. And around the horn they go. It's 7 by the crease. Up to the top 2. Pick set, and the first goal of the game scored by the Buccaneers. Comes off the stick of number 2, who's at the hot hand today. All 3 shots on goal by the Buccaneers in the game come from his stick, and now he gets the Buccaneers on the board. It's an 11-1 game.
Number 2 playing very well, getting, of course, all the shots on goal for Interboro, and just doing a pretty solid job at facilitating the offense, even though nothing is getting going.
But Interboro has had to control the offensive pace himself. Well, number 2, I should say, has had to control the Interboro offensive pace himself, with a few passes in between, but taking the majority of the shots, and as Jack mentioned before the broadcast, obviously the top shooter in practice as well. Face-off violation called on Evan McCrane of the Firebirds, who comes right off. Number 7 will take it in between the top of the box and the emblem. 7 charges towards the net, delivers a hit, had that one stripped away though, and it's Mike Holt with a steal. Holt through the emblem, down the Interboro sideline. Holt stops, checks up, weaving in and out, and goes to Walsh. Walsh round behind the net to Razzler. Razzler delivers a shot, and a violation called on him, as it appears he may have gone out of bounds. And so it's Interboro ball And they have dominated. Actually, Interboro has dominated, but they have taken a little bit more control over time of possession. There's a steal by Walsh. Walsh to McDonough out in front looking for his hat trick, and he gets it. Gavin McDonough back-to-back games with a hat trick. A Buccaneer goes flying behind the play, and McDonough makes it a 12-1 HGP lead with a quick answer to number 2.
I knew it was happening before it actually happened. That's the way this game is going. When you know a goal is going to be scored before a dude even has the ball in his stick, that's when you know the game is going at a pretty solid pace.
That's just how Gavin McDonough has been overall this season. Back-to-back games with a hat trick. Obviously, his 100 career points being set this year is a major milestone for him. McCrane battling on the face-off. That one, though, won by Interboro. Subbing off behind the play is Scott Harkins. Jake Gardner, the junior, around the emblem. Gardner has that one knocked out of his stick. Lippy playing close defense. Lippy and Tiberio. And Tiberio gets credit for the loose ground ball pickup. He goes to Malpezzi. It's Malpezzi and Bobby Williams. Those two down the field. Malpezzi, a one bounce pass out to Jude Walsh. Walsh fires that one just high. And it'll go off the back netting. Interboro took possession for a brief moment, but that pass sailed over the intended target's head and into the stick of Gardner, who goes to McDonough. And McDonough takes a return feed from Razzler. Razzler's one bounce pass goes out to number 14, who had a first quarter hat trick, looking to continue the scoring into the second half of the first half. 5 minutes to go before halftime. HGP entered the quarter up 9-0, now up 12-1. Razzler centering pass. Here's a shot. That one's saved. Loose out in front. Gardner tried to kick at it. And that would be called as Gardner kicked at the ball. And a whistle goes against him, so it's Interboro possession. Heaving pass from their goalie is intercepted by Gardner. Trying to strip at the attackman of the ball is he, but a shot comes from up high. That'll be a whistle against Jude Walsh. He delivered a blow upstairs on the lone goal scorer today for the Buccaneers, wearing number 2. And that being the second penalty called on the Firebirds in this early game. HGP leading by 11, 12-1. Interboro with possession. It's number 7 and 16 going around the horn. Picked up by 4. 4-2 across the 24, and everyone's touched the ball here on this offensive possession for Interboro. There's a shot just wide, and Cranley watches it go past him.
Here come the Birds of Fire on another offensive possession.
Birds of Fire, I like that. Is a Firebird a bird of prey? We gotta talk about this.
I don't know. I connect it to like a phoenix, so I would not think so.
Well, Phoenix
Holy cow! What a catch there from the Chico.
One stick catch by the Chico, who goes all out for that one. Brings it in and goes to Walsh. Now HGP will slow it up. So are phoenixes carnivores or herbivores? That's be the question. Because if it's a bird of prey,
I just
then it
think
would be
they
a carnivore.
naturally get their energy from the sun because they're not real.
So I guess that means herbivore. Because they don't eat.
The sun isn't a plant.
Or are they carnivorous?
I would assume it's like photosynthesis type thing. I don't know, man. I'm not.
All right, we will come back to you after halftime.
Conversations.
After halftime, I'll come back to you with this. Is a Firebird a bird of prey? Leave your opinions in the comments.
Most of the Firebird offense is probably human of prey, considering they will not stop scoring.
Yeah, the Firebirds have been preying on the Buccaneers so far. That pass, though, from Gardner sails over the head of Anthony Conti, and so the Buccaneers are back on offense. Under 3 to go in the second quarter.
We have the most important conversations you'll ever hear on HGPTV live broadcasts.
I mean, what else should you possibly want to listen to? Is a firebird a bird of prey? It's need-to-know information.
I'm actually kind of curious now. I'm going to search it up.
Do your research. We'll come back.
Phoenix a bird of prey?
Bro is searing it. There's a shot on goal by number 2. We got one off a stick of Seamus Cranley. I think Jack got a splinter looking that up.
All right. Phoenix is a large flying predatory bird that isn't a bird of prey. What on earth does that mean, Google?
Okay, we'll come back to you in the second half with what that means. For now, Interboro still stays on offense. I take a one-bounce shot that gets Skittles past Cranley.
Skittles?
Yeah, Skittles. Jack's a bird of prey when it comes to Skittles. Over the top shot by number 7 goes wide. It'll stay with Interboro as winning the race out of bounds, number 24. (24) on the 22. And it's back to the goal scorer, number 2. Bobby Williams tried to go over the top to make a save. And he forced an off-angle shot that bounces over the head of Seamus Cranley. Here's a spin, a shakeout in front. No flag flies. It was a clean hit delivered by Bobby Williams. Williams' pass goes to DeChico, but it's knocked out of his stick and stolen away by the Buccaneers. And given right back to Bobby Williams. Williams goes to DeChico.
Jameis Winston-esque pass right there.
DeChico able to corral that one in. It's heaved back toward Razzler. Razzler to Gardner, and Gardner out in front. In midair, finishes the job and beats the Interboro goaltender to his right side. It's a 13-goal half for the Firebirds. And not quite done yet with 1:28 to go. It's a 13-1 lead.
I would just like to say I called it again while the ball was still on the X. I would just like to say that.
Good job using terminology there, too. The X, you're learning.
Yay. I'm doing good.
Yes, sir. The Firebirds send Evan McCrane back out to do the face-off. McCrane getting a little bit more playing time as usual.
Regardless what the sport is, though, 13-1 is normally a pretty good score to have.
So McCrane shuffling that one out toward Gardner. It's knocked away, and Interboro gets credited with the face-off win. McDonough and Razzler exchanging blows on number 3, who's forced to retreat from his defensive zone. It's fired off to number 4 on the Firebird bench. Under a minute to go here in this first half as Bobby Williams knocks the ball loose. And Williams goes to Lippy. Lippy out to McCrane. Evan McCrane took a shot, and that'll draw a flag. As McCrane, still a delayed penalty against Interboro. The Firebirds keep possession. There's another shot up high. That'll be a second flag coming from the far side.
I wonder if Interboro was trying to see how many flags they could get on one play without a brawl.
Yeah, and that one definitely came close. As multiple flags flew, McCrane will sub off. As he went down a little bit weird, checking the sole of his shoe. But walking off without any issue.
Caden just rhymed shoe with shoe, by the way.
I mean, do they not rhyme? Shoe and shoe?
They do. That also rhymes.
I'm a lyrical artist. 35.6 seconds to play in the first half. 13-1 Firebird lead. Yes, you heard that right.
It is now Caden and Kendrick Lamar versus Drake.
I don't take sides. I'm just sitting back and enjoying. McDonough whips a shot on goal. That one's saved. HGP with a 3-on-2 advantage here as McDonough chases down a Interboro defenseman and wins the loose ball.
Down to 15 seconds.
McDonough had a centering pass out in front towards Razzler just over his head. As Jack said, under 10 seconds to play, whistle sounds go out because it goes out of play off the stick of Jude Walsh.
Great effort there by Walsh, though, running all the way to the sideline and laying out, trying to keep it in bounds. Unfortunately, did not work, but great effort there.
Yeah, it was a good effort by Walsh. The pass from the sideline will go out of play on this near side, and that will be it for the first half. A slightly slower pace second quarter compared to the first. It was a 13-1 Firebird lead going into the break. Jack, your thoughts on the first frame of 24?
I would like to say disappointing quarter there for the Firebirds, only outscoring them 4-1. No, I'm just kidding. Incredible first half there for the Firebirds. Of course, putting up 13 goals in 24 minutes. And I'm no good at math, but I'm pretty sure that's over a goal every 2 minutes, which is a pretty impressive showing here from this offense that maybe in certain games has lacked with offensive production. But of course, there's an obvious amount of production here. And great game from the defense, shutting down shots on goal, only allowing one to go in, only allowing maybe 5 or 6 in total to really shut down this Interboro team in the first half.
That was a great tone-setting first half for the Firebirds to come in 7-8 as a 7th seed in the PIAA District 2A playoff picture. Interboro comes in 0-15 as ranked number 13 of 13. So a much more pivotal game for the Firebirds than it is for the Buccaneers, but either side wanting to end their season on a high note. We'll be back with some formalized rosters, hopefully, for the start of the second half. With halftime lasting about 9 more minutes, we'll be back when the buzzer sounds, a 13-1 Firebird lead through 24 minutes of play. Coming out of the break here at the New England Athletic Complex, we have a special shout out to the Firebird coaching staff, specifically Coach Whartonby, for taking Jack on a school tour to his car and the chapel to find us the JV roster to fill out our Firebird roster needs.
I saw more of the school on that trip on the cart than I did before I committed to the school. So that's pretty impressive, I think.
Well, again, a big thank you to the Firebird coaching staff, and especially Coach Wharton.
So now we know some of the players who might not get as much varsity playing time as they are currently today. But now we should have everybody.
The winning the faceoff for the Firebirds here is a usual starter, though, in Mike Holt. Holt tried to check that one down to Matt Salida, right number 14. So Matt Salito took the pass there. He was credited for 3 goals in that first half. So a first half hat trick for him. And HGP dominant in that first half is a 13-1 lead for them currently. That is Jacob Tuza stood on for the first time today. Tuza to Salita. And out near Anthony Conti, but that one goes wide. Salita will win the race out of bounds.
Before I went on that cool little trip of the school, I got to talk to a few of the players at halftime, and they are in good spirits. You know, cracking some jokes, saying they might want to take over in the booth. You know, it was a fun time over there. So the guys are in high spirits heading into this second half, hopefully looking to score some more to already add on to their 12-goal lead.
Yeah, I imagine they'd be in good spirits. They're up 13-1 for the first 24 minutes. Bobby Williams looking to add to it here as Williams cuts through the box. Williams fires a shot. That one found multiple pieces of metal, including 2 sticks, but one of them being the goaltender, number 10, making his second save of the game. Now a quick answer here is that shot whipped off the stick of Chris Kopratowski. Chasing that down behind the play will be Dom Aniloff. And Aniloff will fire it into Seamus Cranley, the usual starter in goal, who remains in the second half, only allowing 1 goal in the first. Cranley heaves that one down. Just a little bit out of reach, though, of Logan Barnes, a long stick midfielder. Barnes chasing down the passes as they go into the offensive zone. Seamus Cranley will pick up the loose ball. And Cranley lofts that one down to Massimo Chalka, who evades a hit. Chalka through the near side, evades 2 defenders, somehow getting away from a jam. Chalka delivers a hit, takes one as well. Chalka to the net, and that one sails high. Massimo Chalka did everything on that possession besides have his shot come within about 5 feet of the net. But that was a great, great job by Massimo Chalka to force the issue and at least get a look on net. Jude Walsh lays kind of a hit on the goaltender. But it's more of an elastic collision as that one bounced right off of him. Massimo Chalka to bring the ball right back in. Chalka has Walsh out in front of him. Out to Razzler in the middle, and Razzler goes to McDonough. Gav McDonough around the bottom of the box. One bounce pass to the direction of Walsh is in and out of his stick. The Firebirds sandwich a defender there for Interboro, that being number 20. And Chalka appeals into open space. Now charges back to the middle. Chalka evades. Has that one knocked out of his stick. Has himself knocked down. And Chalka a little bit slow to get up, but he'll stay on for the moment.
I finally remembered the joke I was trying to make.
Oh,
that
boy.
Chaka shot reminded me of the Nick Ahmed throw from the Phillies game today. Did you see that?
That was yesterday, I believe. But yes.
It was yesterday?
Yeah, but
I only saw it like an hour ago.
that one was definitely high.
Yeah, that was first thing I thought of.
I wouldn't compare that to Chalka shot. Chalka shot was a little closer to the net, but I think Chalka was more impressed. I was more impressed by the fact that Chalka was able to get to the net through a lot of traffic.
That's my bad.
What
I thought
a
it was
hit
today.
there, led against Jude Walsh, but Walsh wins the battle as it knocks the ball loose. But Walsh somehow called for the penalty there as a push-off was called. And so it's Interboro ball on the penalty by Walsh. .24 goes back to 4. And 4 lost his sick. Did not exactly want to pick it up immediately, it seemed. The pass goes to Colin McGinn. McGinn to McDonough. McDonough toward Williams into the top of the box. Williams, stick shot. Did it go in? It did. Bobby Williams, the defenseman, is able to force it in. And it's a one-bounce shot that beats the goaltender along that left side this time. It's a 14-1 Firebird lead as they score 6 minutes into the second half for their first goal of the frame.
Great cut there by Bobby. Kind of looked like a hardened step back and then just launched it right in on one hop. Firebirds putting up numbers in this game. Still the first goal of the second half, but honestly, how many more do they need?
Yeah, it's a 14-1 lead, so we're already talking about nails in the coffin.
We've been talking about nails in the coffin since the first quarter, Caden.
Yeah, it was 9-0 at the end of the first quarter. So definitely the Firebirds have been slowing up a little bit. It's Interboro's number 6 bringing it in. Ryan Lippy, or pardon me, it's Chris Kopertowski with the steal. Kopertowski out towards Logan Barnes.
Here we go again.
Barnes to the box. 3-on-3, even strength. For the moment it was. Now both sides will catch up. McDonough will go towards Salida. Salida to Walsh. Walsh to Gardner. And Gardner, Walsh back to Salida, who started the possession. Everyone touches the ball on the frame as Tuza and McDonough go back and forth. Tuza looked for McGinn out in front. And now that one in and out of the stick of Salida and out of bounds off of him. And so Interboro will bring it back in. On a mistake there by Salida. Taking the ball back up will be number 7 of Interboro. He'll charge across the Firebird bench through the Interboro side now. The Buccaneers have a lot of work to do if they are able to begin to mount any type of comeback. It'll be number 2 and number 7 exchanging passes. 2 the only goal scorer today for Interboro. Again, we mentioned that we were never given a roster for Interboro and there were none available anywhere. And number 2 has a multi-goal game. It's number 2 with his second of the game. And it is a quick answer to the Firebirds. Bobby Williams, who scored the latest goal, has a 14-2 ball game.
Flag is on the field. I don't know if it matters, but there is a flag that is now picked up. Never mind.
It appeared the flag was called on the Firebirds, which would be a delayed penalty, which is canceled out by the goal scored by Interboro. That's why it was picked up. But it is a 14-2 lead. The goal does stand. HGP will send out their usual face-off man, Colin McCarthy, to take this one at the logo. McCarthy scoots that one in between the legs of number 6 of the Buccaneers, picked up by number 2. McCarthy and friends will sub off for the Firebirds. Number 2 wants a hat trick in this low-scoring game, at least for the Buccaneers. And now he's with the steal as Mike Holt with the takeaway. Holt to the top of the box, and Holt's pass. That one sails high of Salida. And Holt We'll hear a little bit about it from number 9 on Interboro. The inbound goes right into the Buccaneer goaltender. We'll have to back up, and that one's given away. HGP back on offense as a 1-on-none. The shot on an open goal was eventually picked up as the shot came from that very far side over by the midfield line by Santino Tiberio. But the save is credited to number 10. That shot deflected away. Mike Colt with the steal and block, and he goes to Seamus Cranley. Cranley launches that one straight up. Picked up by Walsh. Walsh goes to Malpezzi in the middle. Malpezzi takes a shot up high. That ball loose out in front. Salida and McDonough taking shots against the Interboro attack. Here's Santino Tiberio out in front. That shot saved, and a great save it was. Turning away Santino Tiberio on the doorstep to keep it at a 12-goal deficit for the Buccaneers. Seven against 7 is Mike Colt in coverage on number 7 for Interboro. And the possession blown dead as a timeout was called by the Buccaneers. 1:33 to play in the third. It's a 14-2 lead for the Firebirds. Coming out of the break, it is a 14-2 Firebird lead for Interboro, second time out of the first half. The offensive possession is turned away by the Firebirds. Here's Tiberio for the Firebird offense. Tiberio gives it up to Walsh. And Jude Walsh out to Salida, out in front, shot. Did it go between the legs? Did not. Malpezzi gets robbed of a goal as it bounced off everything besides the back netting. And it'll stay a 12-goal lead for the Firebirds. It's a 14-2 game, but a throwaway pass by the Buccaneer goaltender will result in Firebird ball with under 45 seconds to play in the third quarter. Jude Walsh out to Tiberio. Tiberio to Gardner. Gardner to McDonough. So some Firebird attackmen that have not scored today. They're still a little bit hungry to get one in this game. Malpezzi among them right in front of the net. Tiberio, Walsh. Walsh to Salida. And Salida to McDonough. McDonough to Gardner. Gardner, Malpezzi calling for it. Gardner gets through the middle, just taken down. And that'll bring about a whistle. The clock will continue to run, though, and there'll be no stoppage before the third quarter comes to an end. 3 quarters in the books, one more to come. It's a 14-2 Firebird lead as both sides even at 1 goal in the frame. We're through 36 minutes of play here on the New England Athletic Complex. The Firebirds lead at 14-2 through the first 36 minutes. Concerning the Firebirds have some new pairs of legs on the offensive side, which you don't see often. We'll bring in Jack to do some play-by-play. His first quarter ever doing play-by-play for Lacrosse.
I'm excited.
Yeah. So we'll get up to Jack for the fourth quarter.
Starting off pretty nice with an Interboro and Firebird collision, trying to gain control of the ball. Interboro will finally get it. That's number 22 dishing it out to number 16, will not recover. Firebird stomping on the ball first for some reason as they finally recover it. This is going to be Jake Gardner. Gardner making a man miss, trying to throw the ball out. Dishes it finally to Salida. Salida will be called out of bounds, and it's Interboro ball.
That one's in and out of the stick of Salida and bouncing on the sideline.
Ball will sail over back into the X. Under control of it, Salida. Salida dishes over to Tuza. Tuza on an offensive push, trying to get it around, will be taken in by number 10, the goaltender for Interboro. Salida playing some defense on the goaltender, will not work. 18 for Interboro, carries and drops. Failed pickoff attempt there by Dom Aniloff, who crashes his stick. Flag is thrown. Like an axe motion with the stick over his head.
Yeah, that would definitely be a cross-checking call.
Pretty evident flag there in any sport.
So Aniloff definitely laid down a weird-looking hit there going in front of the net, which Cranley still resides.
Firebirds making some subs, trying to get their best potential lineup on the field. That's going to be Malpezzi coming back in. McManus over there by the top in coverage, along with Bobby Williams, the all-county defenseman. Interboro passing it around. Cranley will yield it in, making just another save for this man's career as Cranley will run out of the crease. Tries to get it off to Aniloff. Will not do so successfully. It's scooped up by number 7 for Interboro. Tries to shoot. Cranley falls in his own goal with the ball. Therefore, it is a goal for Interboro and number 7. Interboro will make it a 14-3 ball game.
First player not named number 2 to score a goal today for the Buccaneers.
I don't think any player's named number 2.
We'll consider there's no roster. Like, no roster
I know.
anywhere. It does not exist.
The roster is not real.
So we'll currently sit a 14-3 lead for the Firebirds.
Face-off will commence at midfield. And for now, we believe this is Jackson Foster taking it in. Will succeed in the check, except it will be taken away by Interboro. That's number 3. Trying to get around. Somebody.
I believe that was Logan Barnes.
I don't see a number 10, so I'm quite honestly unsure. But regardless, number 2 has it back in the X. Dishes up towards the top. Tight coverage there from DeChico. Ball still loose. 3 Firebirds compared to 1 Interboro Buccaneer. DeChico had it for a second. Will give it up. Kicks it. DeChico still fighting. The Firebirds knock it down again. It's like a mosh pit over there for the ball. Who will finally get it? It is Interboro. And number 16, who dishes out to number 2, parallel to the goal. And there's a shot from number 7 once again, and that one also goes in. Now a 14-4 Firebird lead.
So the first time Interboro scored back-to-back goals in this game. That one a rough look, though, for Cranley as he stumbled back in his own net again. That happening in the third goal as well, in which he made the save Well, he just lost his balance as the net came off the posts.
And we will once again go back to the face-off at midfield. This time it is Evan McCrane, the junior and star actor here at Holy Ghost Prep. Of course, the play being nominated for 17 Independence Awards, Evan being a large part of that, as he wins the face-off and dishes it out to Logan Barnes. Barnes will lose it. Interboro takes over. Number 3 to number 2, and Cranley lets up another one. It is 14-5 Firebirds.
That's 3 quick ones for Interboro.
Interboro more than doubling their score in the last minute.
So that's exactly what they needed to do, though. With time ticking under 7 minutes to go, if they had to mount any type of comeback, this is the type of run they would need.
If only they'd done it, maybe in the first quarter, as compared to with 7 minutes left in the fourth, now 6. And once again, we'll head right back to midfield. This time it's Colin McCarthy, the usual face-off man for the Firebirds. Whistle's blown. McCarthy fighting for it. Goes out. Chasing after it is going to be Malpezzi. Malpezzi picks it up. Spinning around. 18 just swinging his stick. Will not hit Pezzi for a while. Eventually does. Pezzi loses his stick. Pass eventually gets over to number 2 for Interboro.
It's number 2, a 3-time goal scorer today with that latest one.
And there's Cranley with a nice save. Number 16 will not score on that play, as that one goes up to Conti.
That one a very important save by Cranley, too, allowing 3 goals in the last 3 shots, so something good to get his momentum back.
Flag on the field after Conti recovered the pass from Cranley. Looking like it will remain Firebird ball. And yes, it will be. This is Razzler up at the top. Dishes to DeChico. DeChico fires and will get blocked. Now it's off to the races for Razzler, going towards midfield. Will get it before it crosses the line. DeChico dishes Razzler over to DeChico. My bad. Goes up. Conti not able to get up there. DeChico fighting for it. This time it goes over to Salida, who's been playing a very solid game. A hat trick in the first quarter alone. That shot goes, and it is blocked by the Interboro goalie. Firebirds trying to play more of a conservative game here. DeChico going to get the loose ball. Will not. Interboro will grab it. There's Jude Walsh with a hit out of bounds.
Yeah, good job by Walsh to play some solid defense on the far side and make sure the Interboro run is stopped. I believe it awards the Firebirds possession as well. He's knocked the ball loose in the process. And Razzler gets a shot on goal because of it.
Unfortunately, will not convert, as the goalie will chuck it out to number 3. Number 3, being double teamed right now, is able to break through. Conti couldn't knock it out. DeChico playing close, along with Dom Aniloff. That one will go out of bounds. Will the Firebirds get it? No, they will not. Yeah, no, yes, they will. I read the ref's hand wrong. Here we go with another spot of the Firebird offense. It's Logan Barnes trying to make a push. Dishes out to Ant Conti, who loses it. Picks it right back up. Gets trucked. Goes right over to the sidelines. Back to DeChico. On the sidelines was Tuza. DeChico looking for an outlet. Will find one in Razzler. Back over to Tuza to Conti. Conti being played tight by number 18. Razzler open. Will dish it back there. Razzler over to DeChico. Firebirds looking to be draining clock at this point.
It's under 2 minutes to go.
Here comes a Razzler push. Back out to DeChico. DeChico trying to make a man miss. Will take a shot. Will not go. Firebirds will win the race out of bounds. That's going to be Salida hauling the ball back in. Now Salida tosses it over to Tuza. Tuza over to McGinn. Will not go. Interboro tries to make a pass. Will not work. Conti is hopping on one leg after getting his foot stepped on. Interboro retains possession. It's number 7, avoiding a few hits there from Aniloff.
So Conti's still in pain behind the play. We'll stay on, though.
4-on-1 over in the crease for number 2. Will not get it to go. Cranley will recover. Try to find an outlet. He'll run way out of goal. Toss it up. Can Conti get there? And it'll hit the stick and go out of bounds, meaning it will be Interboro ball with under 45 seconds here to play in the fourth quarter. Firebirds up 14-5. Used to be 14-2 before a consecutive 3-goal stand from Interboro. As under 30 seconds left to play, this will more than likely be Interboro's last possession, as they're just trying to get anything at this point, just trucking Firebirds left and right. Breaking through Conti and McGinn. Under 10 seconds to play, the clock is ticking. And it's looking like that will be it. DeChico holds ball, flips it over to Interboro, and that will be the game. The final seconds tick from the clock, and the Firebirds have won 14-5 here at the DAC against Interboro.
A dominant win from first quarter to fourth quarter, a 9-0 lead going into the second quarter, and the Firebirds' offensive pace slows up a little bit, and they just do mostly clock management for the rest of it, going 5 for 5 to end the game. It's a 14-5 Firebird win in what isn't really a must-win game, but definitely going a long way to help out with their playoff push against Upper Merion to keep on to that 7 seed of 8. The top 8 make the playoffs in District 2A. The top 4 will host a playoff game. The Firebirds out of contention to host that playoff game in the first round, but they will be on pace, at least, to make that final playoff spot, or potentially the 7 seed rather than the 8. Regardless, there will be a Firebird, hopefully we'll have Firebird playoff lacrosse back on the DAC if they can make a late run. But for now, this may be our last lax broadcast of the year. So it was a good season for the Firebirds. They finished the regular season 8-8, and they hope to make the 7th seed in the district playoffs.
Firebirds ending it off on a high note with a 9-goal victory.
So, and overall, everyone getting involved, too, is DeChico, Gardner, Mike Holt, all scoring goals. Gavin McDonough with multiple goals as well. And then, pardon me, and then you do not see usually Matt Salida scoring a hat trick in the first half and with an assist in the second half. So Salida, a very good job by him today in the game where you would usually not see him be active. So getting your final score, Holy Ghost Prep 14, Interboro 5. And again, if this was our last Lax live stream of the year, we thank you all for listening to this season. We still have baseball, though, and they look to be on pace to host a district playoff game.
Back-to-back days here, Tuesday, Wednesday.
Yeah, Tuesday, Wednesday, and more importantly on Wednesday is Holy Ghost Day, a big fundraising event and the largest fundraising event of the year for HGPTV and Holy Ghost Prep as a whole. So be sure to tune in live throughout the day on the Holy Ghost Prep YouTube channel, especially during the 11 o'clock hour where me and Jack will be on either hosting or being interviewed or both during the Holy Ghost Prep All Day live stream. I'm
going to go into Holy Ghost Day blind, show up there at 11:20, and see what's happening.
So we'll have a lot of on-air personalities, including Dean Berg-Cotter, Justin Lucas, the 2 hosts of Firebird Morning News.
2 of the greatest to ever do it.
Yep. 2 of the 4 to ever do it, but yes.
I'm talking about news in general, but
yeah, definitely very entertaining hosts. They'll be with us all day, as Dom will also excused from classes for the day to help out with tech work. We're going to see how that will go.
Oh, yay.
But be sure to stay tuned and tune in on Tuesday night and Wednesday night, but especially Wednesday during the day, during Holy Ghost Day's live stream, and to always donate to the causes and funds that Holy Ghost Prep has set up. We'll have plenty of opportunities. Our goal is $60,000 for Wednesday, which should be more than attainable if everyone's able to donate. So with that HGPTV shout out, we'll officially sign off for the Lax season. I'm Caden Stewart.
I'm Jack Dobbins.
And thank you for listening to this edition of Holy Ghost Prep Lacrosse on HGPTV.
Holy Ghost Prep ties it up.
Holy Ghost is on the move.
Yeah, Firebirds had a lot of momentum.
Right from the jump for the Firebirds who look really good.